For 30 years, an IT job at Tata Consultancy Services meant your family stopped worrying about you. It was India's safest job. This year, TCS is cutting more than 12,000 of them, the biggest layoffs in its history, and the company swears it is not because of AI. The internet does not believe them. A state government demanded answers. And the honest story, the one in the data, is scarier than the one in the headlines, for a reason almost nobody is saying out loud. Here's the timeline. First, the scale. India's IT services industry is a $283 billion machine that directly employs nearly 6 million people and indirectly feeds tens of millions more. The apartments, the loans, the weddings, the entire middle-class economy built on one promise, that code written in Bengaluru for clients in New York is a job for life. TCS is the crown of that machine, over 600,000 employees, the largest private IT employer in the country. When TCS sneezes, Indian job markets catch a cold. This year, it did not sneeze. It announced 12,000 cuts, and projections now say Indian IT could shed up to 35,000 jobs in 2026 alone. 3 chapters: the cuts, the blame war, and the uncomfortable truth. Chapter 1. The cuts. The announcement came after quarterly growth slowed, and it did not read like a normal restructuring. Roughly 2 to 3% of the entire workforce concentrated in middle and senior ranks, the people with 10, 15, 20 years of service, the people who did everything right. And it was not just TCS. Infosys quietly let go of over 950 people this year while insisting there are no mass layoffs. The industry that never fired anyone is firing people, carefully, quietly, and all at once. The reaction was not quiet. Reddit threads filled with fury and fear, enough that news outlets covered the comments themselves as a story. And in a move almost without precedent, the government of Karnataka, the state that hosts Bengaluru, formally demanded TCS explain itself. When a state government treats one company's layoffs as a public emergency, you're looking at something bigger than a payroll decision. Chapter 2. The blame war. The public verdict was instant. AI did this. Machines write code now, so coders are done. TCS says no. The CEO's exact words. This is driven by skill mismatch, where we think we have not been able to deploy someone. Not AI, they insist. Skills. And here's where it gets interesting, because the sharpest analysts in India looked at the data and found something that fits neither story. During the pandemic boom, IT firms hyper-hired experienced engineers at any price. Then, for 3 straight cycles, they barely hired freshers. The result is an inverted pyramid, a bloated, expensive middle layer of managers with nobody to manage and no project to bill. At TCS, engineers sitting on the bench, employed but not deployed, were burning close to 10% of payroll. That bomb was built years before ChatGPT existed. The layoffs are, in part, the ghosts of past hiring coming due. Chapter 3. The uncomfortable truth. So AI is innocent? Not quite. Here is the version nobody says plainly. The Indian IT model bills clients by the human hour. More engineers, more revenue. AI breaks that formula because clients now ask, why am I paying for 400 people when software plus 40 people does the same work? AI did not directly fire those 12,000. What AI did was end the era when a company could afford to carry them anyway. The hiding places are gone. Every inefficiency that boom time revenue used to cover is now exposed, and the correction is starting with the most expensive, least deployed layer. That is why this is scarier than the headline. If AI were simply stealing jobs, you could wait for the backlash and the rehiring. But if AI is permanently repricing what a human hour of IT work is worth, then 12,000 is not the story. It is the opening number of a repricing that touches all 6 million, and everyone in the industry, from the CEO to the fresher, already knows it. If you or your family are inside this machine, what this means. Not advice, structure. 3 things. First, the risk is not spread evenly. The cuts cluster where cost is high and redeployment is hard. The middle layer, generic project management, maintenance work on old systems. Meanwhile, the same companies are hiring aggressively in AI engineering, data, cybersecurity, and the global capability centers that multinationals are building across India. The jobs are not vanishing, they are moving, and the bridge between the old job and the new one is skills, bought with time, before you need them. Second, the safest job assumption should die before it costs your household. Anyone whose family finances assume an IT salary is permanent should run the honest math now. Emergency runway, loan exposure, a second income seed, not out of panic, out of respect for what the data is saying. Third, watch what the companies do, not what they say. TCS says skills, not AI, while its own leadership rebuilds the pyramid around AI delivery. Follow the hiring pages, not the press releases. That is where the truth about the next 5 years is published every single day. Nothing here is financial advice. It is the map. Your career, your call. The question, and I want answers from inside the industry, is AI killing the Indian IT job or exposing what was already broken? Blue pill. This is a correction, not a collapse. The overhiring is being digested. AI creates more Indian tech jobs than it destroys, and in 5 years, the industry is bigger than ever, just shaped differently. Red pill, the repricing is real and permanent. The billable hour model is dying, 6 million jobs will not all make the crossing, and the safest job in India is already history. We just have not admitted it yet. Blue or red? And if you are in IT, tell us what you are seeing inside. The comments are anonymous to your manager, and this is only half the story. While India's old tech economy sheds jobs, India is racing to build its own AI, a trillion parameter model made in India, announced days ago. Whether that race saves these jobs or finishes them, that is Thursday's episode right here. 3 briefings every morning, macro at 7, crypto at 9, AI at 11 Eastern. Subscribe so the next one finds you. We watch the forces, you keep the decision. The timeline keeps moving. We will see you in the next one.